Thank you for listening to the new Family Access Student Information Portal for the Wilson School District. I'm going to take you through the steps that are necessary to complete the Update Family Information section of Skyward's Family Access. This is something that you will need to do before the school year starts, before the 2016-17 school year starts, for each one of your children. So all you need to do is once you get into Family Access, on the left-hand side, you click on Update Family Information. Hopefully you've all been in this portal before, as this is where all the other student information data is stored, including the grade books, test scores. This is how you can go in and pay for your fees, including Chromebook fees and any other fees that your child may have associated with him or her. So once I'm in the Update Family portal, I'm going to go to the child that I want to update. I'm going to be updating Sally today, and I'm going to simply read in the center that I'm updating Sally for the 2016-17 school year, and she goes to Green Valley Elementary. It says that I need to make sure that I'm doing this update for each child. This data is tied directly to the child, so that our families that have children from different families and mixed families, we can accurately track the accurate information and emergency contact pieces for each child respectively. So on the right-hand side, I'm simply going to get started by clicking on A, which is the first one that's blue and linked. And I'm just going to have to verify this information. There's no white fields here. They're all grayed out, which means I cannot change the data. All I'm doing is saying, yep, it's Sally. Her last name's Bulldog. This is her birth date, and this is her student email. And she's a female. If for any reason this would be inaccurate, you would need to call your child's building office so that the secretary can make an update. But again, it should be accurate. This is coming right from our database. So I'm done with this step. I verified it. I'm going to say complete step 1. You'll notice now that there's a green checkbox on the right-hand side identifying that I completed this step. Now I'm going to say next step. Again, this is just a verification process. This is my address. This is the city that I live in. I'm just making sure that it's correct. If it would be incorrect, you would need to contact, again, the office where your child goes to school, and you'd have to go through the process to change your address. I'm going to say complete step 1. Now my first two, step A, or 1A and 1B, are both finished. The third one is family information. You'll notice here that this is all white. So this is our first step that we can actually change. So I see my guardian 1 is set to Christopher Allen Trickett. That's me. You'll see that my email is in here, as well as the different phone numbers associated with me. So I can just simply come in here. I could change the email address if I would need to. You want to make sure that this is current because this is the email address that we use to communicate with you for any type of school communications. Also, we encourage you strongly to put in 3 different phone numbers. Your primary phone number should be your home phone number if you have one. If you don't, you may use your cell phone number here. And then we also encourage you to put in your work phone number as well as a cell phone or any type of other phone number that you have. This is extremely important in the case of an emergency or if the building needs to get hold of you for any reason. So I'm done with this step. I'm going to say complete 1C, and you'll see that that's checked. Now I'm going on to the next step. This is the emergency contact area, and this is the forms that we typically would send home every summer and that you would have to fill out in triplicate. This year, again, everything's going to be online. All we need to do is simply click Add Emergency Contact, and I get a field that pops up. So this is going to be my test person. This is first and last name. You could put in relationship here if you would want to. It's not necessary. You could say grandmother or uncle or aunt or cousin or sister. And then again, you have 3 spots here to put in phone numbers for this individual. Again, it's important for us as a school district to have as many phone numbers as possible so that we can get a hold of you or any other emergency contacts in the case of an emergency. This box right here that says pickup identifies if you will allow your child to go home with this emergency contact person. Obviously, we'd require photo identification when this person comes to pick up your child, but if you identify yes, this tells us that your child may go home with this individual. I'm going to hit save, and this has been populated, and then I can enter another emergency contact. As a district, again, we prefer that you enter as many emergency contacts as possible with at least 2 so that we can get a hold of as many people as we would need to if there was an issue. So I'm just going to skip that step for now, close it out. And let's just assume that I have 2 emergency contacts built. I'm now finished, and you'll see that my emergency contacts is done. Next step, medical information. Again, this is one of those larger forms that we would send out in the past. This is the information that goes directly to our school nurse. Once you fill out all the information on here, including physician's names, dentist name, insurance carrier, and policy number, all this information will automatically go to the nurse at your respective building so that he or she can identify what your specific child's needs may be medically. Part of this is medical history, as well as listing all of the different drugs that your child may take throughout the day. You'll notice in here, you have to read this very carefully, that you need to include the medication name, the dosage, and time to be given. So please, especially on this form, take the time to read every single passage so that you fill out the form correctly and to save time for our nurses so that they don't have to reach out to you in the future. Once this step is complete, I go to the bottom and say complete step 2. So now step 1 is completed, A, B, C, and D. Step 2 is completed. The final step is just simply to complete the updated information. You'll verify this piece to make sure it's all accurate. And once completely done, you can say submit update family information. And it says that you have successfully completed and submitted the document. If you would have additional children, at this point, you would just go over to update family information and you would go to the next child and update his or her information there. Again, the goal of moving to this online system is to reduce the amount of paperwork that parents have to fill out leading into each start of the school year. Not only will it reduce the paperwork on your end, it will also allow us to have an accurate database with all of the student and family information so that we may better communicate with you moving forward. Thank you very much, and if you have any additional questions, please contact your building office.